How does the fastest passenger aircraft ever built, Mach 2, 60,000 feet, London to New York in 3.5 hours, end up permanently grounded in a museum? It started with a single strip of metal on a Paris runway. Long before that fateful day, Concorde was the crown jewel of aviation. Born from a 1962 treaty uniting British and French aerospace ambitions. Its name, meaning agreement, represented a shared post-war faith in technological progress. First taking flight in 1969 and entering commercial service in 1976, this aircraft bypassed conventional design. A slender ogival delta wing generated vortex lift at low speeds, while a hydraulic droop nose lowered to give pilots runway visibility during landing. 4 Olympus 593 engines, equipped with afterburners and variable intakes, pushed the aircraft past the sound barrier. At peak velocity, friction heated the aluminum skin to over 250 degrees Fahrenheit, physically stretching the fuselage by several inches, a vivid consequence of the extreme environment of supersonic flight. On July 25, 2000, Air France Flight 4590 taxied to runway 26, right at Charles de Gaulle Airport for a scheduled flight to New York. As the aircraft accelerated down the runway, its left main tire struck a 16-inch titanium strip left behind by a departing DC-10. The tire burst instantly, hurling heavy rubber fragments into the underside of the wing. The impact ruptured an integral fuel tank, releasing a massive torrent of fuel that immediately ignited. The intense fire starved the left engines of thrust, and the resulting aerodynamic asymmetry left the crew powerless to maintain control. Just moments after liftoff, the crippled jet rolled, lost altitude, and crashed into a hotel complex in nearby Gonesse. All 109 people on board and 4 people on the ground were killed. It was the only fatal accident in Concorde's history, severely damaging public confidence. Long before the Paris disaster, Concorde operated on a razor's edge. The aircraft consumed approximately 25,600 liters of fuel every single cruise hour, while carrying only about 100 passengers. To cover these immense fuel costs, ticket prices had to be exceptionally high. By 1996, a round-trip ticket from New York to London cost $7,574, limiting the passenger base to wealthy travelers, celebrities, and corporate executives. Behind the luxury lay a grueling maintenance schedule. Intense heat stress, complex propulsion systems, and custom hydraulics sent upkeep costs soaring, made worse by a very small production run of aircraft. Regulatory hurdles also choked expansion. A 1973 United States ban on commercial overland supersonic flights aimed at silencing loud sonic booms closed off domestic routes and restricted operations almost entirely to North Atlantic corridors. Operators British Airways and Air France faced the hard daily reality of turning a national prestige program into a functional service, constantly balancing rising upkeep costs against dwindling ticket sales in an incredibly narrow premium market. In September 2001, safety directives mandated extensive upgrades before Concorde could fly again. Engineers retrofitted the fleet with Kevlar-reinforced fuel tank liners, burst-resistant Michelin tires, armored wiring, flat tire detection systems, and revised anti-skid procedures. Though technically successful, this 9-month grounding and the massive capital expenses could not restore shaken passenger confidence. When flights finally resumed, the post-September 11th tourism slump gutted the premium transatlantic business market. The final, fatal blow came when Airbus announced it would cease supplying critical spare parts, leaving the remaining aircraft dependent on dwindling inventories and custom maintenance. These converging financial and operational pressures proved insurmountable. Air France ended its scheduled Concorde flights in May 2003. On October 24, 2003, British Airways operated its final commercial supersonic service, landing at Heathrow to permanently close the chapter on passenger flight at twice the speed of sound. Today, the surviving Concordes are silent museum exhibits, their interiors stripped, systems deactivated, and airworthiness certificates permanently revoked. Restoring just one of these grounded icons to the skies is practically impossible. With the original manufacturing tooling gone, recreating parts and overhauling the complex Rolls-Royce Olympus engines would require custom-built machinery. Combined with structural repairs for corrosion, modern avionics upgrades, and strict noise regulations, estimates for a single return to flight exceed $100 million. Was Concorde a doomed economic experiment, or did it retire just as the world was at last ready for a new generation of supersonic travel? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Evaluating Concorde's financial success requires separating its creation from its operation. While development cost represents the taxpayer expense of creating and certifying the aircraft, operational profit represents the airline result of running its flights. For taxpayers, the program was a loss. An original £160 million estimate ballooned to $1.2 billion by 1975, a debt the joint governments never recovered. Yet for airlines, the operation succeeded. British Airways ran Concorde at a healthy profit from the mid-1980s, while Air France largely broke even. Was Concorde a doomed economic experiment, or was it retired just when supersonic travel still had a future? Join the discussion in the comments below. Today, we fly slower than we did 50 years ago. Concorde proved that the hardest barrier to break isn't sound, but the unforgiving reality of economics.